Okay, I think we're live. Cat. Anywho, it's Monday. Oh, so unfortunately, our Haro was having some major internet issues, so we're going to be postponing his interview. Hopefully, he gets things figured out, and we can get him scheduled for next Monday. Um, the Monday after that, I have another interview lined up, so I'm hoping if he's watching tonight, then we just do it next Monday. It's no problem, man. So he just sent me an email that it's sporadic and they're working on it. Like, sounds like Comcast. So there we all know how bad Comcast is. Anyway, so unfortunately we won't be chatting with our Haro tonight, which is quite a bummer. But life happens. Um, it happens a lot here at this house, so I guess I am more attuned to being empathetic. Because yes, I know how chaos goes. So tonight we're just going to be hanging out and talking about college and all the things that we are doing and you were doing and I'm doing and all that other good fun stuff. The picture on the thumbnail is actually the Tivoli building here at CU. I took that myself when we did the walkthrough. And it reminds me, I need to go either this week or next week to get my ID. Because classes start on the 18th. So I've got 2 weeks to figure a bunch of stuff out. You have. Quit. Damn it. Land, please. Ah, it's beautiful. Yeah, I thought it was a great picture, actually. That's why I took it. I took that picture while Jen was rolling into a. rolling down the pathway into a bench. So. In my defense, I thought she had her brakes locked. See, it's beautiful. How was your birthday last Tuesday? Did you get all your school supplies for school? Fuck no. Haven't done anything for school supplies. I don't have any money. So I'm hoping we can get a lot of that squared away this week. Otherwise, it's going to be a rough beginning. Then again, just about everything's a rough beginning. Am I excited? I actually am. It's been 23 years since I was in school last. And so, yeah. A lot of things have changed since then. Yeah, I am excited. I just burned out today. Was Jen wearing skates? I can see Jen on skates on the campus. No, she wasn't on skates. Think bigger wheels. I rolled her into the shade. I thought she was fine. I'm going to go take my picture. Next thing I know, I see her out the corner of my eye just vroom. I guess she thought I was pushing. No, that was gravity. But anywho, my hair's getting too long. I gotta shave too. Looking a little bit hairy. Oh, anywho, so I'll be doing the English Composition 1 class, and the Storytelling in Literature, Film, and Television, which I'm stupid excited for. Hello, Eva. How's it going? So I'll probably make quite a bit of content out of the storytelling class. That's actually an online one. I have to be on campus for English composition on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So I don't think I'm going to be doing writing sprints on Tuesdays because I won't be getting back here until about a quarter after 11. So, and Michael wanted you to roll on by. I see you he pushed you. I didn't push her. She just kind of just started rolling. You look very handsome with your long hair and beard. Pfft, whatever. Returning to school or teaching? Returning to school, actually. I wanted to finish my bachelor's degree in creative writing, but they won't take the work I did back in 2003 because the college I went to was not regionally accredited. Now, if I would have went to SNU, Southern New Hampshire University, um, it would have taken 27% of my bachelor's degree, which means a quarter of it would have been done, and it would have saved me a year. Unfortunately, um, CU has different um, acceptances for credits, so I don't get to use them. But the price difference between SNU and CU is astronomical, even though it would have saved me a year worth of courses and taken up 27% of my college or for my bachelor's degree. Going to CU will still save me 30 some odd $1,000 total. So even though I have to start all over, it's still way cheaper in the long run. So my husband just returned to school recently. He's going for a history degree. Awesome. I'm going for creative writing, get my bachelor's, and then I'm moving on to a master's degree, probably at the University of Denver, if we're still here. If I decide to move to Maine, then it'll probably be at one of the colleges over there on the East Coast. But I would love to get my PhD in Edinburgh. So we'll have to see about that, though. But I want to get I'm really thinking I want a PhD. I'll be the first person in my family to get one. So I think that'd be kind of cool. But CU has a lot of anthropology courses that I was reading through, and one of the ones I can get for my bachelor's for my creative writing course is doing it's called Lost Cities and Crystal Skulls. Like, oh yeah, but obviously there's going to be a waiting list for that one. So but I'm going to try I'm going to try in the spring. But I was going through the anthropology track, and holy cow, I'm thinking about finishing just all of those just for the hell of it. There's a lot of really cool classes that I would love to take and probably fuel a ton of books. So, wait a minute, Maine? Yes, we're debating on moving to Maine for a lot of reasons, most of them being health. Edinburgh. I'm trying to drag him to Maine. Yeah, going on the East Coast, everybody will be able to breathe better. I have psoriasis. I have plaque psoriasis. So the higher the humidity, the better. So anything with a high humidity is awesome for my psoriasis. When I was in LA for 6 months, the flaky skin went away almost instantly. It was great. I didn't itch. I wasn't dry. It was awesome. And I have polycythemia vera. So that means my blood is stupid thick, which is why I have to bleed out every 8 weeks for Children's Hospital. But so with having thick blood, it also means I'm more prone to heat stroke and heat exhaustion. I don't handle the heat very well. And so being down in a lower altitude in a much cooler area would probably be very beneficial for my health in all kinds of ways. So, yeah, which is fine because, like, I already know like a ton of people on the East Coast. Most of my interviews are from the East Coast, so a lower altitude will thin your blood too. I would like to, like, I'm really excited to try that. Like, after 6 months of going, when I go to donate, because when you donate blood to Children's Hospital, they poke you and they tell you what your thickness is. Last time it was 17, so it was a point higher than it should have been. So I'm still producing way too many blood cells. But I would love to see the difference after 6 months of living at sea level. Because I love numbers and I'm a dork. So that kind of stuff would be fun. Anthropology is a fun subject. I thought so. Like, I wrote my Substack that comes out tomorrow. That the anthropology classes, I've always been a writer since I was 9 years old. I knew I wanted to tell stories, but after Indiana Jones came out and the Raiders of the Lost Ark, I was really into archaeology. So I think all those classes would be awesome. I live outside St. Louis, but on the Illinois side of the Mississippi River. But Lived in Denver for a short while. It's humid here, but quite hot this time of year. Yeah, it's dry here. Like it hit 99 today. It's supposed to be 90. No, it's supposed to rain tomorrow. I don't know where my phone's at. But my problem with, like, I love Colorado. I love Denver. I love it here. I would love to live in Estes Park or on Lookout Mountain or in the Denver metro, but it is incredibly dry for here for me, and it causes all kinds of hell if you have psoriasis. Well, if you have plaque psoriasis, anyway. Like today was, well, right now it's 93 and the sun's down. Today was 90, it got up to 98. Tomorrow will be 85. It's supposed to rain Wednesday and Thursday at 80 degrees. So humidity's at 11%. I found my sweet spot is anything over 60% is great for my skin. So didn't used to be so hot, but we've been in heating warnings for weeks, it seems. Yep. But no, it's a hoax. It's all good. Will you own two houses or go all in just the one in Maine? Or get your bachelor's in Colorado and get your master's in Maine? I don't know yet. It really depends on how things go. I don't necessarily want dual residency. So it really depends on how things unfold. I'm going out to Maine in October because of my cool, awesome birthday present, and we'll see how it is when we visit. So I love the winter. I was in Denver. The snow is like movie snow. Here it's just hard. Yeah. My favorite was back in 2001. We had a snowstorm so dense that it buried Denver for 3 days. The entire city metro area was shut down. There was I lived on the third floor. When I looked out my window, my car was gone. It was just a blanket of white. There was a jackknife bus up the street. It was freaky. After we got, they shoveled some people out on day 3. I went out for a little bit of a walk just to see, and I got to Colorado Boulevard, one of the more busiest streets in Denver. And you look all the way down, and it is just a ghost town. No lights, no nothing. It was crazy. I thought it was awesome. Unfortunately, I was a smoker at the time, didn't have any cigarettes, got my paycheck, couldn't cash it anywhere, had no food. So I was living off chips, and I think I had leftover ramen or something. I can't remember. I was scraping the bottom of the barrel there. But I had a paycheck in my pocket back before all the digital stuff. It's kind of sucked. We're looking for one house. Maine is pretty affordable. Yeah, there's some really nice houses in Maine that I found that are equal to about what I'm paying here for this one. But like the one I found is about the same price as mine is now, with 1,000 more square feet, and it's a beautiful brown house, and it's surrounded by trees, and it's oh yeah, it's perfect for about the same price as this one. So 74% humidity at 87. That's not too bad. Yeah. I would love the humidity. I love rain more, but of course rain brings humidity. I think we can finish most classes online from Denver. I think, yeah, I think like, even if we leave now, I think English Comp has a online course. But like there's all the courses at CU that I have to take, is from what I've seen, have online variants of it. So technically I can, but I kind of like the idea of actually being social. I feel like my sister was born just before a big Denver blizzard in 78 or something. Um, I don't know. I was born in 76 and I was in Utah. I didn't move up here until 2000. I wish I was born near it, or if it made her born closer to it for a creative nonfiction piece. Well, I'm putting it out there in the universe. Yep. Furthest north you could possibly go in the US. Well, aside from Alaska. but we're not moving to Alaska. That Alaska, I think, would be too much for me. Like I like people, just kind of. I hate people, but I love gatherings. Actually, I'm trying to be more social, so I would like to. I'm gonna miss living in the city, but um, some of the houses I saw that were in Maine are surrounded by trees, like perfect. There was one that had a right next to a lake. Like, oh yeah, yeah. And all of these are kind of in our price range, so um, they're almost like one of the most perfect houses for me is anything surrounded by trees by body of water, and I can live with one or the other, but having both would be amazing. So yeah, we're going out to Maine in October to do the Stephen King tour. Going through Bangor, Maine, which is the premise for the town of Derry. That's in a lot of Stephen King's books, including Welcome to Derry, which is the new HBO series coming out. But so we're doing the Stephen King tour, bus ride, and all that other good jazz, and taking a bunch of. I'm going to take pictures galore. So, Murder Town, is that Derry? I think so. Derry is featured in Insomnia. I read that in the 90s. That was a thick fucking book. It's been mentioned in a couple other stories that he's got out, and then the series that's on HBO. Where Pennywise says, yes, it's in, Derry is in it. So, they all float down here. And it's in October, so it's going to be all decorated Halloweeny. Yes, and again, 11, yep, 11/22/63. If it's the same one, it is. That's where it's at. So I'm pretty excited for that. So, yeah, Stephen King's been a big role model for me, especially when I was young. The first book I ever read, I was 12, of Stephen King's was Night Shift. In fact, I have right here, right there is actually the copy of the book that I read when I was 12. Dad was going to sell it at a yard sale, and I yoinked it off the table. So I have the original book that I read when I was 12. So that book is 40 plus. I think it was copyright 70 in the 70s. So might even be older because dad read the shit out of it too. So, but yeah, after I read Night Shift, I turned into a Stephen King fan. Then I read Sam's Lot. The Stand. I read The Stand 5 times. I love that book. Desperation, Regulators, Dolores Claiborne, Gerald's Game, Insomnia. I think Insomnia was the last one I read when I was in Utah before I moved. I do have Fairy Tale. I haven't started it yet though. So, but Stephen King was a big influence on where I wanted to write. Like I've always wanted to be a writer ever since I was 9 and I read Jaws. Didn't understand most of it at 9, but I read it. And so after reading Treasure Island and The Time Machine and all those classics one summer, I knew that I wanted to be a writer. I wanted to share my stories. Stephen King is the one that kind of nudged me towards the dark side of stuff. So I call my high school town Murder Town ever since I read his reference to that town originally being Murder Town. Nice. No murders happened there. Well, I'm sure there have, but like Dark Cloud vibes. I read Insomnia, I think, as my first full read. I DNF'd most of his horror. I bought and read The Green Mile, good book. It's a serialized set of 6 books. Still own it. Yeah, when it first came out, I remember, seeing them at Shopko when they were first putting them out as a serial. 4 Past Midnight. Love 4 Past Midnight. Word Processor of the Gods is still one of my favorite stories. That's where I can't remember the guy's name, but anytime he typed something, it happened. So, yeah, love that story. It's funny that in Night Shift, most of the Cat's Eye, the movie, came out of Night Shift. So we got Quitters Inc. Let's see what else was there. There was I'm trying to think of all the ones that were in Cat's Eye. Oh my god, all I can remember is Critters Inc. The Ledge. And God, there was another one. Like, I haven't seen that movie in forever. I watched Carrie and It as a child. Yeah, yeah, so did I. Firestarter. I loved Firestarter. My sister's name has been and is now Carrie Elizabeth White, which is the same name. Nice. Yeah, I was loved Firestarter. Christine was a lot of fun. I remember watching it when it first came out. Cujo. Mom didn't really want me to watch Cujo, but I still did anyway. So I think we all watched them way too young. Oh yeah. Yeah. Cujo I didn't watch, my sister did. Cujo wasn't bad. I liked Cujo. Quite quite a bit on the gory side. I I love The Shining, the original with Jack Nicholson. I mean, Jack Nicholson makes a great psychotic in everything he plays. He get typecasted, but he's so good at it. So I always wanted to write a screenplay of kind of a comedy, but like Kathy Bates and Jack Nicholson being a very vulgar and semi-violent couple, like the dude's mom and dad, who trying to impress his girlfriend. I mean, you can come up with a lot of great shit with those two. Probably not anymore because they're getting pretty up there in the years. So, but back in the day, like in the early 2000s, I wanted to write it. I think it'd be fun. I think it was around. See, I think it was around then Mom started handing me his book. Didn't you visit the hotel? Yes, I visited, actually stayed at the Stanley Hotel of what inspired The Shining. And I saw the infamous room, was it 217? And we stayed on the fourth floor, which is the most haunted floor of the hotel. And like we didn't catch a lot of EVPs or have a lot of ghostly things happen, but we did wake up that morning to the floor being covered in old-fashioned bobby pins, the kind that you used to put in your hair. They weren't there the night before. Like when we went to bed, they weren't there. So when we got up, the entire floor was covered in them. So I should have kept some because these were like old bobby pins. So things you can't find anymore. So I don't know. I told the receptionist at the desk and she kind of smirked and I should have asked more questions, but it was kind of weird. And then the walls were paper thin and there was some boomsing going on down the hall. You could hear it quite well. So I highly doubted that was the ghost. But the hotel itself, the Stanley, is amazing. It's a very old building. It's what, 1920s. And the architecture alone is just, it's awesome. It's beautiful. So that was a lot of fun. So going to Bangor, Maine would just be another notch in my Stephen King world tour. Creepy, yeah, it was. It was a little odd. It's not like anybody just opened the door and threw a bunch of bobby pins in. You never know though, but still. I even sat on the floor that night when we were trying to get an EVP because I brought my DVRs with me, and so like I have 3 different types of DVR. I think at that point I bought the EMF detector, the one that flashes. So I think I bought that when I had the computer center. But anyway, I had a bunch of stuff, and so we didn't get any EVP. So we were sitting on the floor. So I know for a fact they weren't there that night. But if you ever want a great way to spend a weekend, the Stanley is a great place. I would highly recommend. SS Park is beautiful. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I'll be doing in October, is doing that. I don't know if I want to live stream it or just make videos or make a slideshow or what, but I plan on taking lots of pictures. Probably do some house hunting, kind of testing the waters, so to speak. I'm really excited that it's going to be in October. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah. But anyway, as for college, are you going to trick or treat at the King House? No, I'm 49 years old. I'm too old to be trick or treating. It'd be fun, but nah, probably not. It's all good. I'm not that much of a tourist. Anywho, as for college, I guess we'll have to find out how things go. Like I said, I would really love to attend it in person, but if we move before then, now I'm kind of like all kinds of worried about transferring credits anymore. Like if I can transfer credits from CU to SNU, like say I can't because it's not their accreditation. So I don't know. It's bullshit. I don't want to have to start over again. If you enjoy yourself and forget to live stream, you'll be forgiven. Yeah, I'll probably live stream from the hotel, or maybe as we're walking around or something. I don't know. We'll see. I would really love to. Did you look at Harvard or Boston for your MA if you're on the East Coast? I don't. I'm kind of worried. Maybe it's just kind of a imposter syndrome, but I don't know if I'm smart enough for the Ivy Leagues. I probably am. I know what my IQ is, but I don't know. I just kind of intimidated, I guess. That'd be awesome to go to Harvard, though. Then I could tell everybody I went to Harvard. Go trick or treating. It's Stephen King. Wilderness girls. You dress up as a. That would be kind of creepy. Dress up as a Girl Scout with Thin Mints. Probably not currently in the current political climate is probably not a good idea. You're definitely smart enough. Well, thank you very much, Jennifer. You can transfer credits. Yeah, that's what they said before. Look at the degrees in Maine and compare them to Colorado. That's why I don't know. I don't know if I want to roll the dice on that, because I thought I could transfer credits just like SNU is going to take 27% of my degree, but CU I have to redo it all. So I think it's crap, but it is what it is. Besides, that was stuff I did back in 2003. So a lot of shit's changed since then. It's probably not a bad idea to retake those courses anyway. I enjoyed the psychology class, so I guess it's not too bad. But I don't want to try to transfer middle of my degree though. Cause I know the way my luck is, they'll say no, that I can't transfer credits. That's how my luck rolls. So I'd have to start all over again. Not gonna do it. But I guess there's a college town in Aurora. I don't remember the name of it. In Maine. Let's see. The University of Maine. Bowdoin. Bowdoin? Bowdoin. Bowdoin. I can't say that. Bowdoin. 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 Yeah, close enough. Colby Bates, University of New England. University of Southern Maine. Yeah. I don't know if I want to roll the dice on that. I think I want to just get my degree from CU. Okay, but these courses will be recent, and the school is still up, so there isn't a reason why they wouldn't transfer. Well, maybe it's not their... Westwood, when I went there, was accredited. It wasn't regionally accredited, so they wouldn't take the credits, even though technically Westwood was maybe 5 miles away from CU. So I don't know what the hell regionally means. What's the difference between it? But I thought it was bullshit, especially since southern New Hampshire, which is nowhere near this fucking region, was going to take them. So don't get me started. I'll go into a rant. You transfer because I got the degree in Maine and compared in Colorado. That's, I'm looking at them. I'm looking at the schools, actually. I don't know. I don't know if I want to chance it. I would hate to get like halfway through my degree and then move, and then I'll say nobody will take them, so I have to start all over. At that point, I'd just say, fuck it. I'm not going to do it. I think Stu only took mine because I got my associates and took a lot of courses, plus the college is still up and accredited. Well, Stu was going to take mine, and my school was closed in 2016. So I don't know. I don't know why one school will take it and the other one won't. At any rate, but yeah, there's a lot of courses I would love to take that have nothing to do with my degree. So I could take them. It would just mean it would take me longer to get my degree and a lot more money. Like I would love to take. I only need one anthropology class for my degree, and it's really hard to pick just one because there are so many great ones there. So part of me just wants to take them all, but that would mean an extra 1, 2. Holy crap! That'd add an extra 3 years to my degree. Unless I became a full-time student, which I can't do because I have a mortgage to pay. God damn, I want to be like 70 before I get my PhD. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to spell PhD by the time I get it. Yeah, I'm getting up there. Like I'll be 54 maybe by the time I get my bachelor's. So I'm betting I'll be in my 60s by the time I get a PhD. Man, I'll be sold. It is what it is. I'll be the only one in my family that has one though. So we're talking bragging rights. Of course, most of my family's going to be dead before I can do that. So I'll be bragging to myself. Well, probably not. Mom and dad are both pretty young. Mom was 15 when I was born. She turned 16 the day after. Dad was 17. He turned 18 that December. So my parents are still fairly young. So we'll have to see. I told you just find out what books they're offering and buy them. Yeah. But I want to be in. You're missing the point, though, of being in class. I want to be social. I want to be in class. I'm weird like that. I enjoyed going to classes in my first time around. So like online's an option. I don't want to do it. I'd rather go to class. You'll have your PhD before you turn 100, so that's a win. You're ambitious. You think I'm living that long? Yeah, actually, I'm kind of impressed I've lived this long. Because I'm unkillable. Indestructible. The bones are stupid thick. Blood is stupid thick. I clot before I can get it anywhere. Like if I poke myself, I get poked in the finger. and they give me the Band-Aid, and it don't even last time I drew blood, they put a bandage on. I didn't even bleed on the bandage. So it's kinda cool, except for before I started donating, I had to go in and do blood work, and they took 22 vials from me, and by the time they got to the last, vials, they tried to pull it out, and I already clotted around the needle, like, healing with the needle in me. So when they pulled it out, they actually ripped open the scab. Yeah, it wasn't really scabbing yet, but it was healing to a point where it was forming around the needle. So they pulled that out. So it kind of stung. So I don't know. Not quite Wolverine or Deadpool, but pretty close. I heal exceptionally quick. Anyway, um, point being, I'm not going to live to 100. I'm still, no matter what, though, I think I'm really heavily debating on doing it because on the family tree, I'll be the first with a PhD. That's kind of neat. Um, I'll be someone's ancestor down the road when they're looking back in their history. They see me as having a PhD in English. That'd be kind of fun. That'd be kind of cool. My legacy, aside from all the books I plan on writing. Now you got stuff to do. When you're done, that's when you'll go. Sorry, bud, you're going to be here for a while. Cursing me like that. No, you're true. I'm I've got lots on my plate still. Miles to go before I rest. Yep. 99 is close enough. Yep. Well, my great grandpa, my great grandpa on my dad's side lived to 98, I think he was. And he was still bopping around and doing shit. And he was still, I think he was still actually running his business. I don't know if he ever retired, but he was still energetic and still moving. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll outlive you all. So I'm immortal. Hell, anymore. You can just download my consciousness into a computer. Return the data. Be a cyborg. Anywho, what else we got going on? Can I drink this, please? Got cat hair in my mouth. So aside from that, classes start in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Ew. 1, 2, 3. I got 3 weeks to get shit prepared. Coming really quick. I still gotta find out if I can park where, like, I parked in one spot, and I think I don't mind walking. So, I'll save myself $7 if I can just park there. But I need to find out if that's actually a valid option because it looks like they're going to charge no matter what, no matter where I park. So, guess I better square that away. Walk to work or walk to school. It's only 5 miles. Ow. And actually, if I get on 56 with my bike, I could probably just ride it all the way down because it's straight over and virtually straight down. So, I think I'm doing it on bike. I have to leave a little bit early, but I can do it. Anyway, so what's everybody else going on? What's going on with everybody else? God, that beverage. Today's been like the most Monday. Well, no, last Monday was the most Monday that ever Mondayed. Today was pretty damn close. Like, I had to do, I did some videos and interview stuff to help get an extra $1,300 ish, I guess, for myself into the house to help pay off some stuff. So it's not, um, it chewed up a good chunk of time. By the time I got back, I got a little bit done, and then things kind of fell apart one after another. um, our Haro's internet crapped out. Um, the cat peed all over Banana Bread's favorite bed. It's just been a Monday. So good times. But on the upside, I got my bar moved over. I don't know if you notice that it's not here anymore. Moved it over there. There's a cubby hole right here in my wall that looks like it was actually built for a bar because it fits perfect in it. Easy access to my liquor. Got a parking pass? Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to. I guess it's part of the tuition. Oh, God, I got so much shit to do still. I am never getting caught up. Or I don't even know how long the course is gonna take me throughout the day. I don't know. When I did it last time, I think I did actual schoolwork maybe an hour a day, and I still was on the dean's list. So I ended Westwood. I had a 3.8. The classes that killed me, I think my math class dropped it because I couldn't finish, and what I had in it, the credits I did have in that math class, I think got me up to a D, but I couldn't finish because my life took a turn for the worst. So I think it was the D that did it. I should have dropped it. Like if I would have dropped the class, I would have maintained the 4.0, but I didn't drop it in time. So that's what kind of screwed me. If I remember right. Remember, it was 23 years ago. But I'm fairly sure that's what happened. I didn't drop the math class in time in order for it not to count against my GPA. Yeah, I think. Fairly sure that's what happened. So it's kind of a bummer. Not bad for a high school dropout. I do have a GED, but what's that you say? A members only video of the new bar setup? Oh, I could do that. I could probably just do it through the camera, huh? Or through the phone. Yeah, I can do that. This Friday, for YouTube members only, we will take a tour of my basement. How about that? Not just the bar, but we can tour the basement and show you all the fun stuff I have and how my office looks. Keep in mind that it is a mess most of the time. But yeah, that's a good idea, Neil. Thank you. We will do that. So if y'all want to see what my basement looks like and hang out with me Friday night just for fuck of it for an hour, check out the join button at members only. Like and subscribe. All the other cool things. But I do plan on still doing a Tuesday and Thursday video. I know last week I didn't get any of them up. Last week just was horrible all around. So I'm hoping to get things back in the swing of things. Tomorrow I have a ton of phone calls to make and got to get the financial aid stuff done and figure out how I'm going to get my money, or at least figure out how I'm going to afford school supplies. But yeah, good times. Yeah, a lot of shit to do tomorrow. Normal. But I am going to count going to school on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I'm going to count the whole time that I'm gone as working on my book time because technically that's what I'm doing. My bachelor's degree, everything I'm learning is going towards improving my novels. So I'm going to count that as time efficiency for novel writing. Because why not? Like I said before, anytime you spend learning your trade is time well spent. So, yeah, I counted my research time when I was working with Text Broker, and I was Googling everything I could possibly think of for AP style English and SEO. I counted that. So, yeah. It was your workday week? Yeah, it was. Still, I could have done more, I think. It was, it was just, it was a mess. Next year, my 50th. It's a special one, I guess. So, yay. I do plan on doing a party, a live stream celebration with when Shadows gets published. So, count steps while walking on campus. Oh, yeah, I got my Fitbit on. It's going to count everything I step. So, uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. That's one of the reasons why I don't mind walking. I need the steps. So, oh, yeah. Pretty girl. So, really? Oh, this is, yeah, if we decide to move to Maine, this is the one that I'm worried about. She doesn't travel well. And trying to get her in a cat carrier, ow, is next to impossible. It's exceptionally difficult. So we're gonna have to drug her up. And if we have to go through TSA with this thing, well, she's gonna tear apart the TSA agent. So we might have to drive her to Maine. Huh. Cause you think you're feral. Make sure someone's gonna jump out of the birthday cake. Oh, nah, I don't need anything hoopla. Just another day to me. Um, yeah, it was a Tuesday, a work day. I did get, like, I love my presents. I got my trip, my Stephen King tour is awesome. I'm so excited for that, October. Um, and my mommy sent me a gift card so I can buy some more liquor. It's funny. Um, I sent her a picture, a snapshot, or a picture of, like, I bought $130 worth of liquor once. She sent me a $125 gift card. So I bought all my favorites. Like, and so I sent her a picture of what I bought so that she knows. She's like, "You bought booze with it?" I'm like, "Yeah, but it's all my favorites." So, I mean, we had, like, I love Fireball. Fireball's relatively cheap. Amaretto's relatively cheap. I did get a $50 bottle of Drambuie. I got the Contrat Noir, which is another $47.99. And the peanut butter whiskey. I love peanut butter whiskey. So I got all my favorites with it, at least. So, yeah. She isn't leaving you. She'll get to Maine. Oh, yeah. We'll figure it out. She'll either drive or fly. Or I'm thinking drive. We'll have to, or see if we can get some kind of um, knock her the fuck out pills. Because she is exceptionally violent when she wants to be. Huh, you slapped my wrist once. Can't scruff her. We try to scruff her, all it does is flips a switch. And she will eviscerate you. There's no disabling this cat. So, yeah, we'll probably have to drive her out there. Some things we'll have to, like, we're thinking about just hiring a moving company and having them drive out. But, I mean, one of us is going to have to drive with a couple of specials. Yeah. Yeah. Shadow. Anywho, so yeah, that's what I plan on doing. God, we really didn't go over much. Of course, I had like 10 minutes to come up with a topic because I didn't know that like I kept sending emails and um he didn't reply. I'm like, oh, his internet's down. That's great. So they didn't give him an ETA. Hopefully for next Monday. I'm gonna try to set it up with our Haro to be on next week. And then right after that is was it Scott? Greg? August. No, that's August 25th. Is that? Oh, you know what? Oh, that's going to be Mike Cullen. Mike Cologne. Colin. Cologne. I think it was. I think it was Cologne, right? Mike Cologne was on my show last year, and he just got a new book out. And so he's going to be back on the show August 11th. And then we have Greg Stout at the end on August 25th. And I think I have 2 more authors set up for September. So I have to make sure we get the timing with them correct. So it's going to be R.R. Harrow, hopefully, next Monday. Mike Cologne after that, and then Greg Stout. So, yeah, we have a pretty busy schedule coming up with others. So, and I got to get with Laura, because I think she has somebody who wants to be on the show, and she wants to be on with them either in August or September. So I'll have to find out when she wants to do that. So, Laura Thompson has been on the show twice before. 3 times, because she was on twice by herself and then once with Timothy Robert.
Front yard doorbell.
And someone's at the front yard doorbell. Yay, ghoul. 7:51. Who the hell's ordering stuff? Anywho,
Sorry, I don't understand.
Wow, you can't even say the Google name without setting off the nest. That's right. There was one time where I said something and I looked over and the nest was showing me every single thing I said in a sentence. This is during a live stream. Okay. It's kind of cool. It was funny. She beat Megan's record. Yeah, Megan, because Megan was on twice. Yeah, so I've got Laura's been on. I think Laura's been on the most. Tim would be pretty close because he was on twice by himself and then once. So Laura and Tim are tied, I think. Sorry, I didn't hear anything since 7:30. Where are we? Oh. Wasn't even paying attention to the show. I gotta tell you now. It's all good. Oh, but yeah, Tim was on twice, and then once with Laura, and Laura was on twice, and then once with Tim. So Tim and Laura have been on 3 times total. So Mike Cologne will be on this will be his second outing. And yeah, I think Megan was on twice. And I think that's all my repeats. Like, I don't mind having them on again. I think it's fun to catch up with them. So, jumping out of a cake next year for his birthday. No, I'm not. Hope it's Deadpool. That'd be awesome. Yeah, we'd have to have a lot of money for Ryan Reynolds to jump out of my cake. But that'd be worth it. Unfortunately, that'd mean that I had fuck you money and I don't have that. So, oh, Stephen King, Stephen King jumping out of my cake. Actually, it'd be more like me jumping out of his. Have somebody dressed as it jump out of the cake. That'd be awesome. And dressed up as Pennywise. Of course, I think if somebody dressed up as Tim Curry's Pennywise, that would tickle me fancy. Oh yeah, big fan of Tim Curry. So, yeah, give me Tim Curry jumping out of anything. Anywho, did we really we talked about Stephen King more than anything today. Maybe we should have just renamed it. Talking about Stephen King tonight. Tim Curry's number one. Love Tim Curry. I don't think there's a single part that he played that I didn't like him in. He was in liked him as in Legend, um, Rocky Horror Picture Show. Uh, let's see, The Shadow. Obviously Clue. Clue's one of my favorite movies. So Tim Curry's Mr. Body was awesome. What else? Oh, Three Musketeers. He was a cardinal. I liked it. He played a small part in one of the episodes of Psych. I liked Psych. I didn't think I was going to like it, but my God, there were some great parts in that series. So I binge watched it when I was on Netflix. Did we talk about King being a teacher? Maybe he'll go back and teach one of the courses if you're lucky. That'd be awesome. That'd be cool. Like when Airbeth was thinking about going to college, I wanted her to go to Berkeley because at that point, Neil deGrasse Tyson was teaching. It's like, I'll come visit, take the course just because it's just the one course. Dr. Frank and Rocky Horror. Yep, Rocky Horror Picture Show. Yeah, what else? I'm trying to think of other movies Tim Curry was in that I liked. I'm still one of my favorites is Clue. I did like him as a cardinal in Three Musketeers, though. A minor inconvenience. He was also wasn't he Hook in the cartoon series with Peter Pan? Fuck, I gotta look it up. Let's see. Let's look up Tim Curry. Tim Curry fan club tonight. First picture is Rocky Horror. Clue, Legend, Rocky Horror, It. Home Alone 2. I didn't know Tim Curry was that. Annie? I don't remember him being in Annie either. Of course, I haven't seen Annie in fucking years. 1982. So, movies and shows. Scary Movie 2. Yeah. Muppet Treasure Island. That's what I was thinking of. Okay, so it wasn't a cartoon. It was the Muppet. Passed Away. Never seen it. Stream. Never seen it. Hunt for Red October. I didn't know he was in that. Three Musketeers. Scary Movie. 1996 Titanic. I don't remember being in Titanic either. Pennywise, the story of it. I didn't know that was a thing. Psych, the episode of Psych he was on. I loved that. The Shadow. Loaded Weapon 1. That's right. Loaded Weapon 1. He was the assassin dude. Where I got one of my favorite lines from. Wilderness Girls. It's Tim Curry there with a beard dressed up as a Girl Scout. Tales from the Crypt. I remember that episode. Got a lot of these I've never seen. Will Shakespeare. Yeah. Wolf Girl. We got Tim Curry's IMDb. All right. Wow, he's in a lot of stuff recently that I didn't know. He voiced Chancellor Palpatine in the Clone Wars, Star Wars. Did not know that. See all. You can only pick one: Kingmaker, Shadows of Atlantic City, or Fury. Which you want Tim Curry to star in, and why? Oh, that is. Oh no. Uh, Okay, so fuck. I don't know. That's a hard one. Probably Fury as Gregory, but you won't know who that is until you read it. And I can't tell you why because it'd ruin the plot. So, Fury. What do you do in Kingmaker? You know what? I think, with makeup and all that, or at least voice acting, I think he'd make a great Megarius in Kingmaker. But it's just, if we do like animated Lich, but had him voice acted, I think he'd make great Megarius. And in Shadows, I don't know. In Shadows, I mean, we could do a small part, a cameo type thing with Bartholomew, the priest, Bartholomew, or only one. I don't know. Okay, if I only had to pick one, I would have to say the voice of Megarius. I think throughout the entire series of books. Yeah, he just has that. He can play a bad guy really well. So I think, I think Tim Curry as the voice of Megarius would just be awesome to hear, actually. So, yeah. Because of the look on your face, I think Fury seems like the better fit. Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. For that character, yeah. For Gregory, definitely. So, I don't know, because I would love to hear him as Megarius. Yeah, that's a tough one. So either Gregory or Megarius from Fury. Actually, if he was Megarius, then he'd be in all 4 books. So, yeah. Thanks for tossing me a hard question, Neil. Actually, that's kind of cool. I think you guys ought to do that more often. Anyway, it is 8 o'clock. We start wrapping this up. Sorry that tonight was kind of a just a hangout day. It was kind of disappointing. I wanted to chat with R. Haro. My first question is, why is the R backwards? So if he's watching, that's coming. And actually, there's a couple of things I wanted to ask him about. How he had to transition from what he was doing to writing horror. So, yeah, but you were more excited when you said Fury. Yeah, true. But you would have to read Fury as to why, so I can't really tell you why. But so Gregory, yeah, I think Gregory would be a good fit. Okay. Yeah. Now you're making me think about it. Anyway, last week's affirmation was, I am a wondrous work and my create what? I think I did that last time too. I am a wondrous work and my creativity flows from deep within me. The world is waiting for my masterpiece. It's time to begin. The world waits. The same reason why there is a kid named Jake, spelled JVKE, just because it looks cool. RR? No, I think there's more to the story. So I want to know why. Because if you read his bio, it leans to something more to it. So, all right. So I'm trying to remember which direction I'm going here. Okay. Whoosh. leg day glow up. What? Planet Fitness. All right. Next week's daily this week's daily affirmation is my next word does not care if I am afraid. My next sentence does not care if I have doubts in my abilities. My next page only cares to be born. And I am more powerful than some of my fears. We've done this one. Did I do it upside down? I think we did it upside down. Let's try that again, shall we? Okay, this one doesn't sound familiar. So here we go. Try that again. This week's daily affirmation is I will shut out distractions and get lost within the intentional messages the earth has only for me. Then I will pick up my pen with no agenda and simply record my thoughts for 5 minutes. Guess for journaling, 5 minutes seems kind of low, but each their own, I guess. Are you 3 weeks behind on writing the affirmations on the community tab? Yes. So I will write this one, hopefully. Like I said, July has been just a menagerie of fun stuff. So, I don't think, right? That's funny. The Onion trying to summon a satirical story dumber than current events. Ain't that the truth? Anywho, thank you guys for hanging out with me. Sorry that we didn't have an interview tonight. Kind of disappointed. Hopefully he gets his internet fixed. I'll hook up with him later and see if we can get him scheduled for next Monday. And then I have Mike Cullen and Gregory Stout and 2 more authors, but I have to verify that they're going to be available. One of them is who was it? Not that one. Wasn't Eldon. Christina was on. Okay, there was one more. What happened to it? Alex Pearl will be on. From the UK, it looks like. That's going to be on September 1st. So I got to get Alex Pearl logged on or scheduled. So anyway, we have quite a few authors on the way. Hopefully I'll have a haircut next time. And yeah. Anywho, thank you guys for hanging out. I'll try to get some videos up this week. It's going to be a busy one. I've got tomorrow, half my day is going to be spent trying to get shit squared away. I would like to get back to doing writing sprints before school starts. Like I said, when school finally does start, I don't think I'm going to be able to do it on Tuesdays, but Monday and Wednesday will still be productive. And I'll try to get as much as I can up. For the members only content, I do plan on still doing Tuesday, Thursday, and then Friday nights. Hang out. We'll check out my basement, my office space, and you can see how I exist. That's for members only. If you're curious about becoming a member, click on the join button below and see if it's something that interests you. It's only $5 a month. You get content before everybody else does. And then there's at least 3 special videos nobody else gets to see but you. And as soon as I get more stuff up on the store, I don't know if I can offer discounts for members, but I want to do it anyway. So I would like to do that. Just stuff to help make the $5 a month worth it. Anyway, if you have any thoughts, leave it know. Comments down below. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can always hit me up on social media on Threads, Instagram, and obviously YouTube. I'm very responsive to YouTube especially. There's also a contact form on WriterSanctuary.com's website. If you have at least one book published and would like to be part of the live interviews on Mondays, there's also that contact form on WriterSanctuary.com's website for the author contact or author interview contact form, and that's sent to me. And then we can get you scheduled and have an interview and help promote your book. It's also shared on Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, and Amazon Music, because I have those podcasts set up. And yeah, I think that's about it. All of my books and everything that we talked about are links in the description down below. And have a good evening, and I will see you guys next time. In the meantime, I'm going to look up Tim Curry movies. I didn't know he was in Ben 10. Nigel St. Nigel. Yeah, that episode of Psych was awesome. Of course, I liked all of them. Yeah. Oh, he was in the Thornberries. Holy crap, he's had one hell of a long career. God bless Tim Curry.